welcome Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E drivers Stoffel Vandoorne and Nyck de Vries.
Got there.
Got there in the end. Yeah, we got them. Boys, welcome. What an exciting day to kick off here and launch this new team. Stoffel, you've already, of course, had a season in Formula E with HWA Race Lab under your belt. What are your expectations going into this season one with Mercedes?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, first of all, obviously extremely proud to be officially part of the Mercedes family. You know, it's a great honor to race for a team like that. And yeah, I really can't wait for next season. I have 1 year of experience now in Formula E, which obviously is going to be very helpful to start the next one. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's an exciting project for every one of us, together with Nyck as well, who will be doing his first season in the series. So yeah, we're all very excited.
Formula E have tried a lot of different exciting things. One of the more unusual of those has been fan boost. In all honesty, Stoffel, it's an area where you've absolutely excelled, almost a clean sweep last year. But talking about social media and in the context, how important is it to Formula E?
Yeah, it's been great to always been up there and to see so much support from all my fans. And really, you know, that's what Formula E is about. It's about, you know, the fans getting close to the sport. We race in really big cities, but really it's for the fans to kind of have a connection with the race. They feel like they can have an impact on the result, and yeah, it's a great initiative.
Nyck, historically, the leading lights of Formula 3 and Formula 2 have made their way potentially to Formula 1. I think it's an incredible coup, not just for Mercedes-Benz, but also for Formula E as a whole, to have attracted the current leader in the F2 Championship over to Formula E. What is it that's made this the right next step in your career?
Well, I think... Is it working? Yes. I think that Formula E has established itself over the past 5 years as one of the biggest professional racing categories alongside Formula 1. And to be obviously part of Mercedes-Benz in that kind of championship, I think didn't make it difficult. Obviously, I think every young driver shares the same kind of dream and passion to eventually make it to Formula 1. But I think, yeah, this opportunity is the right decision in my career, and I'm honestly very grateful and happy for this opportunity, and I can't wait to yeah, get all started.
You said it's not a hard decision, and coming over to the Mercedes-Benz family, just how excited are you to be joining Mercedes-Benz? I'm assuming it's a brand you've heard a fair bit about before.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, kind of carrying the pride of the star is a real honor. As a kid, I've been watching the brand, the cars, and the motorsport history for a long time. So I honestly feel really privileged to become part of the family, and hopefully I can make them all proud.
I saw you and Stoffel walked off earlier to have a look around the IAA. There's been a couple of amazing electric cars launched here. What are your thoughts generally on electrification and electric cars?
Difficult question. Obviously, I think generally the world is pushing in this direction, and everyone is going for yeah, green energy and making the globe more healthy in that sense. So it's great to see that also coming back to the sport, and that it's so well supported by all the manufacturers, and that Formula E as a championship has grown so quickly, and now yeah, almost became one of the biggest championships out there. So yeah, very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd imagine both of you probably quite like the torque that electric cars bring as well. But to you, Stoffel, you've done a season now in FE. What makes FE special for you?
Yeah, it definitely is. And, you know, obviously everything I did before Formula E was was very different, but I've really enjoyed the switch over to the electric racing cars. And I think the fact that we're racing in all the biggest cities around the world, getting close to the fans, makes it very exciting. A lot of manufacturers are on board as well. Next year, obviously, Mercedes and Porsche joining as well, which will just generate much more interest from everybody. And yeah, hopefully we can make this a very successful chapter.
Let's talk about the car itself. It's the most important part, I guess, and you've been testing it already. What are your impressions of this first Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E car?
Yeah, we have been doing a lot of testing recently, and yeah, it's been busy days for us in the car actually. But the first impressions are good. I think we've definitely come a long way forward during all those days we have been doing. But the real test will kind of be, first of all Valencia, the official testing. But then when we get to the races, it's when we will know kind of exactly where we put ourselves. And this is not an easy championship to be new in as a manufacturer, even though we have a lot of potential, a lot of resources behind this project. We just have to wait and see what it's going to be like.
Nyck, I'm going to jump to yourself. We spoke to Ian earlier about goals and expectation, and of course for you next year's your rookie season in Formula E. What are the goals you've set for yourself next season?
Well, I think, as Stoffel rightfully said, it's quite difficult at the moment to predict where we are, also versus our opponents, because we've simply never had the opportunity and chance to see where we are really versus them. But for me personally, obviously I'm going new into the championship. It's a complete different discipline and approach, different racing than actually we've done throughout our career so far. However, it's still a racing car and we're still racing, so the basics remain the same. And I hope I can get up to speed quickly and fight together in front.
So, Ian, I know everybody is keen to see the car, but before we do that, just to talk a little bit about the car itself, this FE car and the development journey you're on.
Yeah, so very quickly, just before we get to the unveiling, Formula E is set up in such a way that if we take a look at the chassis and the battery and battery systems, a lot of that is common across the field. What that means is that the focus in terms of development and engineering is very much on the power unit. And for that reason, I'm very glad that we've got the team that we have back in Brixworth working hard on that. And if I look at Mercedes-Benz as a whole in the motorsport group, you could argue that actually our development path for this really started 10 years ago when we started developing the KERS system for Formula One. That progressed through to the V6 hybrid power units that came in 2014 with the ERS system. A lot of those engineers have now come across to Formula E as well. But we should in no way, shape or form underestimate the challenge that we've still got. And that also has already started to translate across the road car side as well. We're obviously extremely excited to see the AMG 1 hypercar later on as well. So there's a real genuine connection there across the board.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've met the team principal, we've met the drivers. There's just one thing left to do, of course, the car. So, Toto, I'll invite you back down here. Ladies and gentlemen, photographers, if I can have you at the ready. Ian, if you'd like to make your way down here, and Stoffel and Nyck, if you head round to the front of the car, please.